Today I want to have a chat about two backpack brands that are really hot in the market right now. Mystery Ranch has been around for a long time. Hyperlite is relatively modern. Both packs that I've got here, one's the Junction 55 and one's the TerraFrame 50, so they're both effectively 50-55 litre packs. Now I've only recently got my hands on Mystery Ranch and we've added it into the store. Hyperlite we've had for a couple of years and I've actually been using this pack here for a couple of years myself. Now in some ways this was going to be a bit of a versus or head-to-head, but it's not really fair on either pack. I'm going to have a little bit of a chat about what I really like about either pack and really the reasons why you would choose one over the other, or maybe even why you should have both. I suppose the great question is whether you choose Ultralight or whether you choose a pack that's a little bit heavier that might give you superior comfort, particularly when carrying a big load. I'm going to start with the Hyperlite. So the Junction 55 is less than half the weight of this Mystery Ranch pack just here. So the Mystery Ranch is sitting at around about 2.5 kilos. I think it's 2.4. The Junction is around a kilo, maybe slightly under. I really like the Junction for light and fast days. It's got the mesh at the back, that's been pretty good for me. Two side pockets. The pockets on the hip belt as well are really good. If you're carrying a light load, if you're in that 10, 12, maybe even up to 14 kilos for multi-days, this is a really good pack and it's something that you really need to look at and consider. Part of where you're able to get a really lightweight pack is everything is light, so everything is stripped back. The material is light. It's just a simple bucket, so to speak. Opener at the top, roll top, put it all straight in. All the straps are lightweight, the buckles are lightweight, the harness is lightweight. Now that's really important to remember. So even though Hyperlite themselves say that you can carry a reasonable load in these packs, after a while, comfort is going to be significantly reduced once you've got a really heavy load inside one of these Hyperlite packs. The straps just aren't as padded as compared to something like the Mystery Ranch, which is a far more traditional pack. A lot more padding on the foam, a lot more padding around the hip belt. So if you're looking at lightweight loads, really strongly consider the Hyperlites. With a lightweight load, I think realistically you need to be under 14 kilos for this pack to be worth your while taking. We get a fair few people that ring the shop that are carrying 20 kilos of weight and they're wanting to buy a Hyperlite pack because their old backpack is 3 kilos and they'll think that by buying just the Hyperlite, it's going to save 2 kilos and it'll bring their weight to 18 kilos. I think this still is not the right pack for them. And they need to choose something else that's designed for carrying heavier loads, whether it be an Osprey, a Mystery Ranch, or another pack that we probably don't stock. Right, Mystery Ranch. Mystery Ranch have had a great reputation in America for producing bomb-proof packs. By that I mean not just the fact that they make military packs and quite literally are maybe bomb-proof, but they build packs for the fire service, they build packs for rescue services all over the US. Now, it's a heavier duty Cordura fabric. It's a lot more like a traditional canvas backpack. The straps are heavy, the harness is heavy. These things are designed for carrying big loads. Now, that extends all the way through Mystery Ranch's range, whether it be something that has an internal backpack frame or whether it's got what is a quasi-external frame like this one. Now, this pack here is in the outdoors range, but they do make quite a few packs that are quite popular with us which come from the hunting range. And what happens in those packs and this one is they have the loadout feature and it allows us to put gear down the back without opening up the main pack. So this pack here is really comfortable at carrying loads around that 20 kilos and even beyond that 20 kilos. You're not going to get that sort of performance out of a Hyperlite pack once you start talking about those heavy loads. If you're wanting to carry something quite heavy and still be able to get it in close to the back, This is where the Mystery Ranch packs really come into their own. The ability to carry odd loads, awkward loads, heavy loads. Like if you wanted to now, I've just got these full of stuffing, so like it weighs nothing. If you had something really heavy and awkward that you were trying to put across the top of the pack there, it's going to give you a really awkward load. But with the Mystery Ranch, you're able to slide it straight down the back. It does push your load a little bit further out, so you've got to be a little bit careful with how you pack this. So I'm going to load it up with a pack raft and show you exactly what I mean. So the reason I talked about the hunting packs before is that this feature was really developed for hunting packs. Some of the models like the Metcalf and the Beartooth and things were specifically designed for backpack hunting, and that means carrying out, if you've got a leg of venison that you're going to be carrying out, you can put it in the meat bag and you can slide it down the back of your pack. So really designed to carry big, awkward, heavy loads out of really rough off-track terrain. You know, if you're hunting sambar in rough country, chances are you're not right next to a fire trail and you're going to be in a really awkward spot to carry that load out. Okay, so another awkward thing to carry around, which is something that I carry a little bit, is a pack raft. It's a Kokopelli Recon. It's fairly light, but again, quite often Instagram is full of people strapping these to the top of their Hyperlights. It's a great look, awkward load. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you how that would sit in one of these Mystery Ranches. These are great for awkward loads. It's nice and close into the back, keeps the rest of my gear dry. When I get to the river, I'm going to pull this straight out of my bag, pull whatever gear I need out of this pack as well, and then I'm going to throw the whole pack inside the hull. So I don't really have to worry about the fact that the pack is 2 kilos. So if I've got a hike for 10 or 15 Ks, this is going to be a much more comfortable choice. It's going to be better on my back, my shoulders, and it's really going to transfer that load via this really good harness down through the hips. I just don't quite get this out of the Hyperlite. Really, in conclusion, what it's about is, for me, it's actually about using whichever pack meets and is fit for purpose. So by that I mean that I'm going to choose the Hyperlite if I'm going to go somewhere where I want a nice lightweight pack. I want a pack that I can virtually use as a big day pack, small over multi-day. It's light, it's fast, I can cover ground. If I've got heavy loads, I've got awkward loads, I'm going to choose the Mystery Ranch every time. It's just so much better at carrying those weights in and out of places. As one final party trick, let's say you've got a mate, he ended up being a bit tired, you've got the Mystery Ranch pack. If he gets really tired, you could always offer to carry his Hyperlite back out for him.